Hey Creative Mom, Kamela here from Creative Mom's Decant. So today I want to give you 10 tips for keeping your craft room clutter clean. Let's go.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me.
One of my biggest tips never shows. You probably don't even see it now, and you're looking right at it. So it's a hook on the side of the table for your trash. I have one of these here, and I have one right down there on the end of my desk. They are great. They are easy to take out when you're done, and it keeps your trash combined. I have a couple things I want to show you. And it has to do with where you need to have a place to put things so that after you're done crafting, you can put things away. So let's all be honest here. I know at the end of my day, I'm exhausted and I don't want to clean up. But then what happens? Come tomorrow morning, you've got 5 orders from your shop and a mess to start with. That's not fun. So take the time to clean up, but have yourself a little cushion, because we all have those long days where it's orders after orders after orders after orders. 2 things help me, and I call them dumping stations. So my first one is just a little box that I picked up, probably from Dollar Tree, but no guarantee, but just a little box. It's my dumping ground. When it gets full, I am sure to clean this out, because otherwise this is not going to work. But I do have a few things in here. Maybe it's pending a customer's request, something like that. That's one dumping ground. I also have 2 ways I dump vinyl. So if you're a vinyl crafter, definitely you need a scrap area. So I have 4 bins here for scraps. I know you can't see all the way to the bottom. Let me see. Okay, so I have bins here that I put all of my vinyl scraps in. And I have a lot for keychains, but keychains are a great way for using my scraps. I also have a dumping ground for things that are pending orders. And I know it's not the greatest dumping ground, but it's right back here on the floor. And I have got 4 orders to knock out today. So those are my pending orders sitting right here. The other dumping ground I have, you can actually see really well. Let me come over here. So it's these filing trays. And I really and truly, I know this sounds crazy, but I will just pile vinyl on top of this one. This one happens to have my chipboard and foil, and then the bottom ones have my custom printed vinyls, because that's where I keep those. But the top of this I use as a dumping ground. So when I'm done for the day and the vinyl scraps are too big to go in there, they go here. And then usually I try to do it weekly, but weekly, I sort them into my system where I store my vinyl. Let me show you that. So this shelf came from Menards, and then my husband just used some boards to make slats. And I like my vinyl stored flat like this, and I try to almost always order flat vinyl. But there are situations that you need rolls. And so I don't have great roll storage, and we're in the process of figuring that out. But really and truly, what I should do is pull all that out and put it in here. This is the best way to store my vinyl. I use the same kind of system here for cardstock. And as I mentioned earlier, I have my custom printed vinyl, and then I have my Cricut sticker paper and cardstock. All right, so I use those command strips for the trash cans, and I also use them to hang mats on the wall. They are great for hanging anything you need on the wall, and they also remove easily, so perfect for any space.
With an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings, but now I shine with your reflection.
So I'm a big fan of hanging mats. I have some right over here where my workspace is. And I also love places for things. So I have these old crates, and they have my foil and all of my alcohol inks. And in this container would be my mica powders. So having places for things is really important. All right, so we'll jump back into my recording corner. and I have a couple things and then we'll wrap up. So the first thing is, don't take it for free and don't buy it if you don't have a place for it or you don't have a plan for it. Because if you don't have a place for it, you're obviously not using it and it's just going to become clutter. And if you don't have a plan for it, you're not going to use it right away, and chances are, again, it's going to become clutter. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm the first one that someone says, crafting going out of business, crafting, I'm there. I want to see what they've got. I am also guilty of going in Dollar Tree for essential items and, well, more than essential, but, for a plan and coming out with way more than I need. I did it yesterday. But I couldn't pass up the paper lantern. So if you couldn't pass up the paper lantern, get it out, hang it up. That's why you bought it. I also couldn't pass, I know, it was bad. Especially the day before I was going to do this video. I couldn't pass up these little bitty wood pallets. Are they not so cute? And this wooden sign. So those are also where your dumping station comes into play. And I don't have a very big dumping station for that reason. I am going to use these, or I'm going to let my kid use them very, very soon. Or I cannot do this again until I do. That's my rule. So if this is full and I know it's mounding over, I stay away from these kind of things. Stay away from Dollar Tree, right? Now, dried flowers I don't use very often, but I did use yesterday for my really cool wreath. But I have a couple extras. Get those containers when you have the extras. Grab the container and get your extras going in there. I knew I was going to use dried flowers, so these are definitely not trash and I want to keep them. They were really fun. Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree bins are fabulous. So I have double layers of those up there. I have ribbon, sublimation items, buttons, paint, all kinds of good stuff in those. I do also like this crate that I have my infusible ink flying around in. And then as you drop down, you'll see these pink trays. These came from Dollar Tree as well. Don't waste your time with those. You need the ones from Hobby Lobby. Sorry about the cord. But these pink ones are not good. That is my bleach bottle and just where I keep it. And cords are a problem in my office because of outlets. So I'm always stringing stuff around. So here's what you get when I'm recording, even on a messy day. So you get this area, and see that fun camera there? You only get what I want you to see. So I've got two more things for you here. The first one is going to be find containers for pencils, markers, and all of that stuff, and keep them sorted. I also have my paintbrushes in one, but I just have a mug here, and I scratched it as soon as I did it, so it became the perfect container for paint brushes, and this transports. So if you are crafting with friends in the kitchen, yes, I do these things, or my kid, these things move easy. So I like containers. I absolutely love mason jars, but I had to recently kind of change up my jars because my husband planted so many tomatoes that I think my jars are going to be needed for canning. But any type of little containers, my uncle made me this wooden one. It works great. It's on my desk, and I'm trying to hold on to my little mason jar. We'll see if that works. So pencil containers are great. I have seen where they put those in buckets and then hook them on pegboard, and I think that that's a brilliant idea. I just got to get the pegboard. So my last two tips are dedicate a wipe down day. So we live on a dusty gravel road, but I don't think it matters where you're at. You've got dust. We have pets, cats, and a dog, and so I have pet hair. And let's be honest, I use glitter and it goes everywhere. So give yourself a day and a designated time to do a wipe down. If you do that every week, it doesn't take very long. And my last tip is to keep husbands and kids out of the craft room. I know we can't do that, but my husband never puts anything back where it goes in the craft room. And For some reason, my kid always leaves things behind. That's a Lego. Have a joyful day. Keep your craft room organized and clutter-free. Bye!
With an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings, but now I shine